and welcome to episode 119 of Comics and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Lumpy.
And this is the review show that reviews comics chronologically. Kind of. So today is our season finale, technically, because we're covering the January issue of Batman, number 26.
Wait, so today is our season finale, but it wouldn't be the season finale till you get to the end of the comic, right?
What?
It really won't be your season finale till we get to the last story, the 4 podcasts from.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot we did that.
Come on, TJ.
But okay, you're not wrong.
So it's our season finale opener, is what it is.
Yes, because we're covering Batman 26, and we'll be covering it for the next 4 weeks, essentially, because we're breaking these episodes up into 4 different episodes, because it's just gives us 4 episodes, and I don't have to edit an hour and 48-minute podcast every 3 weeks. That's why. Anyway.
We don't have to tell them. We just do what we want to.
I'm just explaining it because we've done this podcast 119 episodes, and we did it a specific way for so long. And
don't worry, we'll think of some other way to screw it up, too. Don't worry.
Yeah, and doing it this way gives us 4 extra episodes instead of 1.
And nobody wants to hear our voices for an hour and 48 minutes.
I don't even like hearing our voices for an hour and 40 minutes.
I'll bet you 50% of the people punch out after the second story. And
right.
Like, you know what? I don't feel like listening.
And this is very much easier to consume it this way. And besides,
sure.
This gives us a chance to give each episode its own due. Its own due, like it should be anyway.
Till we get a really crappy story.
And then we can shit on it.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, so today we are covering the 20-ton robbery story, the first story of the Batman thing. It was written by Don C. Cameron. I don't know why they started putting his middle initial in there, but they did. Unless that's a different Don Cameron than the one we're used to.
This is Don C. This is not just regular Don, it's Don C.
Yeah, Don C. And it was penciled and inked by Dick Sprang. It doesn't have a letterer listed. I don't know why, but it doesn't. So, there you go. So we're going to actually cover the actual main cover of the Batman story here, and then the next 3 issues we'll just do the splash page. But since this is the first story in it, we got to cover the Batman cover itself. So who wants to do the main cover?
It's an interesting cover. It's well done, but it's a little bit lazy. So they're on a bat sled.
Go-kart?
It's a sled that looks like a Batmobile head on it. And you have 3 passengers. Robin is steering, you have Batman right behind him, and Alfred tagging along behind. It is a black night with a big yellow moon, and just a plain white hill of snow. The sled looks like it's moving, so it's kind of cutting or spitting some snow up off the sides. And you have the standard Batman logo, blue bat with the red lettering for Batman. It's a Superman publication. Mine says December ... Jan.
Yeah, that's what mine said. Which I just thought of. I noticed they put the snow in for December, January, but there's no Christmas story in this.
That's because that's the next issue.
So, and it's funny you say that. When you go on the app for DC Comics, after Batman 25, it recommends you go to Batman 27.
Why?
And then 26 after 27.
Why?
Don't know. And it was... And Batman 27 wasn't released until February, even though it's a Christmas episode.
Yes, I know.
It doesn't make any sense, but in the chronological order, the way they list them, it's 25, 27, 26, 28.
That's weird.
I have no idea. Because when I first pulled it up, I had 25 up, and I went to the next episode, and it brought up the Christmas one. And I'm like, this ain't the right one. This is 27. So I went back. And I looked, and it's because 27 is listed before 26. I have no idea why.
They don't normally worry about continuity, but maybe there's some odd continuity problem.
Yeah, maybe. It makes no sense. I tried to I'm like, why? And I tried to look. There's no reasoning. It just is.
I'm not seeing anything for that reasoning.
Me neither. I looked it up because I was curious. I'm like, why would they have it that way on their web? It's clearly numbered. Batman 27 and then Batman 26, but in the chronological, it comes up on there. And it immediately, when you leave 25, it takes you to 27.
Maybe
and when you go down the list, it's 25, 27, 26, 28.
Maybe it's just listed wrong.
Yeah, it must be. It was just strange to be that way.
Because I know why the Christmas issue is in the February issue. It's because they already
can't write about it until it happens. How are they going to write about Christmas if it don't happen yet?
No, it's because it's because these are bi-monthly. So there's like every 2 months the Batman issues happen. So they wrote the stories 2 months ago.
Well, the stuff that happened in December doesn't come out till February. In life.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, are we done with the cover? Yeah, it's bland. Moving on.
I like the stupid sled thing now, and whatever Alfred's doing with his legs up in the air in the back.
Yeah, but it's essentially just black and white backgrounds.
That's what I mean. The characters are drawn decent. The sled itself looks, kind of funny. You know what I mean? It's a wooden sled with a Batmobile head on it. It's funny, but it's like, that's all it is. There's nothing else here. It's nothing to talk about.
It's like they're letting you know that Alfred's in this comic.
Exactly.
Don't forget Alfred.
So this is the first Batman issue that we've tackled that I actually have an original.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the second page is actually, I have the ad page for the second page, and it's just an advertisement for for comic books. Superman. You have Batman and Boy Commandos, but that's it. Moving on. Yeah, you're reading from the same place I am, but they're normally from a trade because those early Batman issues are really hard to come by.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the non-canon splash days for the 2-ton robbery.
20-ton robbery.
20-ton robbery. Whatever.
20-ton robbery.
Yeah.
What makes you think this one isn't canon? You don't think the Cavalier could hold a whale under his arm?
No, it's not canon because the Cavalier is a giant and everyone else is small. That's why it's okay.
So I guess it's my turn. We got the Cavalier standing in the front, which is spoiler alert because it's a Cavalier issue. Batman swinging in with a harpoon, and the Cavalier's cutting his rope. Robin swinging in from the back. He's got a net. Cavalier standing there with a whale under his arm, and there's a big giant paragraph of words, which I'm not going to read to you. We got Batman in black, Batman words in red, Robin in white, the Boy Wonder. Bob Kane's name's on there, of course.
Front and center this time, not hidden.
Yeah, right in the center of this one. And, I like it, but again, we get the weird plain background. We got a little building on the bottom here by his foot, but...
Yeah.
Is the Boy Wonder in white for you?
Boy Wonder's in like a light green.
Yeah, like a peach.
I was just curious. So mine is the same. It's light green. I was curious if it was all the same coloring.
I know. You just wanted to correct me. I got you.
You said in white, and I want to know. I want to know what it is.
Had to point it out, didn't you?
What color is the Cavalier's hair?
It's like black with purple streaks and like a baby brown streak.
The color of his hair on this is the same color as his shirt.
Yeah, almost the same color as the whale too. Like the whale's just a shade off from his shirt.
Yeah, just a shade. That's why I was like, it's very purple.
Yeah.
So we actually got a full splash page instead of like a.
Oh yeah, we didn't get the little comic on the bottom there.
Yeah, the corner panel that usually opens up it. So
I
don't. Yeah, that was interesting too. Is that it?
Yeah, I don't see anything else. Unless you want me to tell you what Cavalier's got boots on and pants with bell bottoms.
No.
Cavalier's dressed as the Cavalier.
Yeah.
There you go. So we open up proper with a narration explaining that they're actually following continuity for a change.
Because Unmasked by the Batman. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. This takes place directly after the last Cavalier issue where Batman had exposed the Cavalier's true identity. And so the Cavalier knows he can no longer use his identity, but he's a master of disguise.
I was just going to say, when did we lose the art of disguising with makeup? Because nobody can do it like they do it in the 40s.
I mean, this is impressive. Not gonna lie.
It's very impressive.
Well, only specific people can be this good at disguises because the Cavalier is technically just Batman in the opposite.
He's bad Batman. He's
bad. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the Cavalier decides to adopt a new identity, but by using makeup, become a different person, and he is now Albert Foster, And he looks like a gangster. Just generic Bobo gangster now that we normally would get.
Yeah, and he kind of made his face look like puffier, I guess. Like, the Cavalier had like a chiseled chin and like, but his face is now like kind of puffy. I don't know, it's kind of funky the way they did it.
My problem with it is he gets all changed up and becomes somebody else, then he goes and tells everybody he's the Cavalier. What did you bother? Why did you bother? If you're going to just go tell everybody you're a Cavalier anyway.
My theory is he goes and tells these guys that he's the Cavalier, but everybody now knows that Mortimer Drake's the Cavalier. So if he's trying to throw suspicion off of Mortimer Drake identity by someone else being the Cavalier.
Okay.
But that's just me.
That's you adding to the story. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Because they don't tell you that.
Yeah. No. All right. So the Cavalier goes to a favorite underworld amusement center. I don't know what that means, but okay. Sounds like they went to a carnival or something.
Well, and that's kind of what I thought at first. I was like, oh, is it a carnival? But no, it's like a common facility. Cave where they all just hang out and they practice sword fighting.
This is where the gangsters go to play pool, I guess. I don't know. And he goes in, he tells some guys, hey, I'm the Cavalier. And they're like, you're not the Cavalier. And he says, I'll prove it. And so he sword fights a guy with a stick, and then he beats him with the stick. And he says, only the Cavalier can beat people with a stick. Okay. Anyway, now they believe he's the Cavalier. And Cavalier's like, okay, you can work for me now. And this is, even the writers realize that the Cavalier is a stupid villain, because they write that the henchman says, okay, we'll work for you, but we're not going to work for those stupid things you try to steal all those times.
He does, too. He's like, we're not stealing your crap that you want to do, your trinkets. We're not going to steal your little trinkets.
Yeah, and he's like, that's fine. We're going to go, you'll get more money than you'll ever see if you work for me.
You know what's sad? We get so many generic villains that when I see the Cavalier, I get excited, though.
It's true.
I was. I'm not going to lie. I was happy to see the Cavalier.
Yep. Yes, Cavalier, good.
we were so bereft of actual villains that it's like, oh, thank you, somebody.
Yeah. Somebody that I remember.
Anyway, the next night at a socialite masquerade ball, for some reason, I don't know, they just have random masquerade balls for reasons. And Bruce and Dick are there dressed up, and so are a bunch of people in Cavalier costumes.
Yeah, there's lots of Cavaliers.
So they're like, a lot of people are dressed up like the Cavaliers. But, like, the Cavalier is just a musketeer, correct?
Right.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
So, I mean, couldn't they just be dressed up as musketeers? I mean, they're not, but, like, I don't know why.
Yeah, they could be. But, I mean, even Bruce says, like, oh, it's pretty common that people would dress up as the Cavalier right now. You know, like, it's a popular thing, I guess. Like, he had just been put away recently.
Yeah.
I guess. Anyway, suddenly, the Cavalier attention that he's here to rob everybody. And Bruce and Dick are like, uh-oh, he did look like the Cavalier. And then they start to rob everybody, but then Batman and Robin just
start beating up all the Cavaliers? Is that what's going on here?
Yes, they leave. It says they leave and then come back and swing in through a door and kick Cavaliers.
Yeah, these could be regular people. They could be ladies for all we know.
All the Cavaliers drew their weapons.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
So they're all together. All the Cavaliers together.
Yeah.
So they swing in, kick a couple Cavaliers. Robin punches a Cavalier. Then Batman punches or uppercuts a Cavalier, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Robin trips a Cavalier who somehow stabs another Cavalier in the butt.
Yeah, we get a Cavalier up the sphincter there.
Yeah.
I forget he makes it joint get the point. That's what it was.
Oh, we don't need to talk about Batman and Robin's bad jokes every time. It's to the point when I read the bad jokes that I just kind of read Batman's dialogue as Adam West.
And you just did it again.
I always read as Adam West. I always do.
Like, I never used to, but the 40s are so bad with it. It's Adam West and Burt Ward that are talking to me right now.
I feel like as we get further on, I'm going to read it in Kevin Conroy's voice. But for now, it's definitely.
The 40s are Adam West Batman.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. There's no other way to read it. You have to.
But yeah, it's bad. Anyway.
I also giggle every time he says his stupid jokes, just so you know.
I know you do. It's fine, but they're stupid. So, yeah, Cavalier gets stabbed by another Cavalier in the butt. Batman punches a guy. And then he starts examining him. He's like, wait a minute. I thought this was the real Cavalier, but it isn't. But he's so distracted by this that he doesn't see that Robin gets knocked out in the background.
Oh, he does. Yeah, I didn't even see it until you just pointed it out. I forgot about it.
Robin gets knocked out for the 56th time here.
Is that a blackjack?
Yes.
I like when Robin gets knocked out
it's hard to
Batman,
see,
I want
but
to catch up.
I think it's funny that Robin got locked out less times than Batman because it just proves how ineffective Batman is.
Yeah, it proves that Robin's really the one saving him all the time.
Anyway, he's like, Batman goes after Robin, and then the real Cavalier is, he doesn't realize I'm the real Cavalier because I used all that makeup. Which...
He dressed himself up as himself and put makeup on.
Yeah.
So, wait. And then Batman looked and said he had makeup on, so now he thinks he's not the Cavalier?
No, he doesn't know he has makeup on. He said he thought he had his eye on the real Cavalier, but this isn't him. He doesn't, because of
but
the
it's
makeup.
clear that this isn't him. I looked at his face and it's not him.
Right.
So he just made himself up as himself.
No. What happened is he put on the makeup to disguise himself as the new identity, and then put the Cavalier costume on top of that.
Oh, right. I'm more confused now than I was before.
Right, he's Albert Foster now.
Yes.
Yeah, as the Cavalier, but he's not
the Cavalier.
Albert Foster's not the Cavalier. It's the other
Yes.
guy. I forget his name.
Mortimer Drake.
Mortimer Drake.
Okay. However...
Wow.
Stupid. But that's not even the dumbest thing in this comic. Wait till we get there.
Oh, I love it.
So Batman runs outside after him, but when he gets outside, there's 100 kids outside waiting for him. They were apparently told that there was a possibility that Batman would show up in person here, and they're all here to get his autograph.
Wait, they were told that he would give his autograph if they waited here.
Yes.
Yep.
So who told him that?
Cavalier.
Drake?
Yeah, Cavalier.
The Cavalier, yep. Or
he thought that maybe Batman would come and stop them, and he was like, I'm going to tell all these kids. I don't know how he got the message out.
There's a lot of kids there, too. Jughead's even there. Jughead's there.
Albert Foster went out and told all the kids in the streets to make sure they come to this building because Batman's coming and he's going to sign everybody's autograph.
And then, because this is 1940s Batman, this stops him because he can't disappoint the kids. No, so he's like, what am I going to do? I can't hurt them. How am I going to get away without hurting them?
Well, there's 200 kids out there.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot.
Like, with the way they drew it, the crowd is huge.
Yeah,
it's a lot of heads.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's, people in the distance, yelling things. You can see, the lines over their heads, unless they're stinking.
Yeah, you're not getting through it. They're just shouting. They want his thing, So,
the Batman gets out of this by telling him, I don't have time right now, but if you leave your books at the police headquarters, I'll sign them when I have time. Yeah. So, I guess 200 kids just went to police headquarters and said, Batman said, drop off my book here.
I'm sure Gordon's like, what the hell, Batman?
Oh, no, they did it, too. You'll see.
And then, it's already too late. The Cavalier's trick worked as Batman.
You know what he should have said? When you get there to drop off your books, let them know that I'm fighting with the Cavalier out here and send some cops down, too. Why don't you do that?
No, they would just get in the way. He knew better than that.
Yeah, that's true.
Do not send the cops, please.
All right, so the Cavalier got away, and meanwhile, the Mortimer Drake the Cavalier, I should say, is bragging, his henchman's bragging that his plan work as they have Robin top of the car. But as they're talking, Robin is, in his mind, keeping track of where he is being taken.
Yeah.
So they throw him in a room at one of their headquarters, and then once he's free, he goes to his crotch radio and tells Batman where he is. And Batman says he'll be right over. But Robin doesn't know he's being watched. And the guard's one of the thugs are you going to stop him, Cavalier? And Cavalier says, nope, he's doing what I want him to. And then Robin thinks they're building a banging from the next room. Robin thinks they're building a scaffold. Did he think he was going to get hanged?
Yeah, good question. It says they're building a scaffold.
Yeah.
Also, what is that setup that they were watching him on? Some kind of mirror with a
with a periscope that flashes it down on
No, you never seen the movie projector pipes that you just turn and it turns on?
No, I didn't know.
So
you just pick any pipe and turn it, and then you go to another room and turn the other pipe? Oh, I didn't know that worked like that.
That's how it works. 1940s.
There's a lot of stuff we don't have
Advanced technology.
now. Yeah.
And pipe videos and makeup masks.
Anyway, minutes after the banging, all they did was nail a couple chains to a wall. And
Is it chains or is it like a red light beam thing?
no, it's chains because they nailed Robin the chains to the wall so they can chain Robin to the wall. And then the Cavalier also set up this light beams. So this is actually pretty advanced technology for 1940s. So
Mission Impossible stuff. This is.
there is 2 crossbows. One's pointed at Robin, one's pointed at the door that they set up. If Robin tries to pull on the chains, I don't know how this technology works, but the crossbow shoots him. But
Did they run the chains under the floor all the way around and into the other crossbow?
I guess, but what's even more is that they have wireless technology in this time, because if he thinks Batman's going to recklessly run in to save Robin and cross this beam, and once he does, the 2 crossbows will shoot remotely because the beam cross.
Yep, because once you break the beam...
It's all Bluetooth in.
I guess. And Robin's like, holy smoke, how am I going to get out of this one? And then, in a matter of moments...
Oh, he does.
Batman comes running recklessly in, just like the Cavalier thought he would. And Robin's like, oh no, what am I going to do? How am I going to warn him? He can't hear me. And so, apparently there was plaster dust left over, enough to write careful trap in the thing. I don't know how he got his hand up there to do that, but whatever.
And wrote it backwards without being able to look at it and not pull those chains and get a crossbow.
Right, don't pull the chain, because you can get shot.
But he did it.
But he did it, and then Batman's like, oh, it's a good thing Robin figured out a way to warn me beforehand. And now, instead of, I don't know, ducking under the laser beam.
Crawling under the laser beam, yeah.
Oh, no.
Or you're Batman, you jump over the laser beam. Or, I don't know, because there's no other lasers, it's just one beam.
If he doesn't have a window to crash through, he's out. He doesn't know what to do. He's out of sorts.
Well, he pulls a photoelectric beam from his utility belt.
It just says this flashlight from my utility belt will work. Will keep the circuit from being broken.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's saying the photoelectric beam is what's there already.
Yeah. So, no, you're right. He pulls the flashlight out from his photoelectric beam. He shines the flashlight at the photoelectric beam, And somehow, this will keep the beam from breaking it when he crosses it.
Well, that light acts as the beam, so that the receptor never doesn't have a light on it.
So all it has to be is lit up back in the 40s, apparently.
So it didn't need to be a laser photonic electric beam, apparently. All you needed was a flashlight on that other eye. Yes.
Yeah. Just like a directed beam of a flashlight, yes. That's all they need.
And that's it. Batman walks in, he unchains Robin, and then a moment later, for some reason, they get to the other side of the room, and they trigger the trap.
Yeah, he purposely triggers it. What's with the very romantic one panel where it's like red in the background? It's just their like 2 faces.
They're just whispering to me. They're whispering.
Just a quick kiss for the rescue.
Yeah.
Oh, that scene's also. They just didn't feel like drawing anything in reality. That's what that is. But this is where Robin explains to Batman that they instead of feeding him to a whale, which one of the gangsters threatened, they decided to do this trick. And this leads Batman to deduce what they're after.
Feed you to the whale, I wonder.
So, that line does not make any sense.
What line?
The line that the thug said, I'm going to feed you to a whale. We should feed him to the whale.
They don't even have the whale yet.
They don't have the whale.
They meant let's save him and feed him to the whale.
I don't think that's what they think. I think they thought they had the whale and they wrote it out of order. That's what I think happened there. Okay, so he deduces they're going to rob the City Whaling Museum because it costs 50 cents a pop to
go see this whale.
They go to, not to just see the whale, they go get into the museum itself.
Yeah.
But the Robin's like, that doesn't make sense. Why would the Cavalier care about money?
Right.
It's because he always goes to steal things that are stupid.
He wants something weird in the he wants something weird in the museum.
Right, and he don't care about money, clearly.
Yeah.
Now, the most unrealistic thing about this is some woman brought her daughter to this and she's actually interested in this.
Look, real whaling men, mama.
Because, there's whaling men there, and then she's
they didn't have TVs back then. Like, this was real, like, something to do. Probably instead of sitting around a radio trying to get info like Batman does.
They have other museums. No one cares about whaling.
Yeah, but did you see this whale? Like, did they really do this in the 40s? Did they capture a whale and stick it in, like, this?
Well, we'll get to that.
box.
I don't think so. I think aquariums did exist back then and stuff like that, or even zoos. But we're going on some animal cruelty coming up. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a couple whaling men at this place looking at harpoons and stuff like that. And then the security guard walks up to them and it's like, oh, look, these whaling guys, even on their days off, come to their own museum. And they're like, aha, it was a smart idea for the Cavalier to get us dressed up like whalemen so the security guard could come close so we could knock him out. What?
I think they could have just went in and knocked him out.
Yeah, I don't know why. And apparently their coats are called Southwesterners, and if you zip them up, they act like straitjackets? What? Okay.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, whatever. They overly complicated plan for just to go in and hit one security guard over the head who doesn't even look like he's armed, but whatever. Anyway, they continue to hold the place hostage, and then we get to the reason why the Cavalier is here. So, apparently this museum curator, I should say, has the first ever captured living whale in...
Yeah, but he's not going to be alive for long, the way they're keeping him.
No, this feels like a Free Willy situation here.
Yeah.
Because this whale is in, like, a tank that doesn't even cover its entire body in water.
The top of his head sticking out of the water.
And it's just big enough for the whale to just sit there, I guess. It's not allowed to move. It's just...
Right, and it's not suspended in water. Its belly's on the bottom of the thing, so, like, it ain't...
Yeah, it's in a glass... It's essentially in a glass sarcophagus. It might as well be dead.
Well,
right.
And it's going to be. They're not going to be able to keep that whale in that. And what does the Cavalier think he's going to do with it? Is he going to feed this thing?
Oh, they explain. They explain all of that.
Oh yeah, they get there. They get there.
But, like, even his henchman's like, Cavalier, what are you doing? Why are you stealing this stupid thing? How are you going to do this?
This is too big even for you. That's what he says.
Yeah, I know. And he's like, this isn't too big for me. I don't know why I want this whale, but I want it. And they drive a truck in, and they steal the whale.
One of his henchmen says, gee willikins, he done it, just so you know.
Well, the Cavalier says, zounds.
He does say zounds. Gee willikers, zounds, willikins.
And he also takes a horn lantern for his collection that he hasn't started collecting yet because he's never succeeded in stealing anything.
That makes more sense than a whale, though. I get it. But.
Yes, I agree. That is fine. You want to take that, put it in your trophy case? Good, great.
Right.
Fine. What the f*** are you doing with the whale?
I mean, they explain what he wants with the whale. I'll get to
yes.
Anyway, the Cavalier is on his way out with the thing after they throw a tarp on top of the case that they're hiding the whale because you can't drive through the city with a glass case with a whale in it. And he's like, okay, you guys can go rob the till now. I'm going to leave with my whale. And then the bad guys go rob the till, but Batman and Robin show up.
Just a little too late.
He just missed the whale, yes.
Yeah.
Robin punches a guy in the gut. Batman throws another guy and punches a guy into a cash register. And so the bad guys start to run. Few them run into like a skeletal whale. And then Batman tackles two more. And Robin drops this, what is it, rowboat? Paddle boat on top of them?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a boat.
And it traps them underneath. Is it so heavy that they can't lift it off of themselves?
And they're like, help.
And Robin's like, this is going to hold them.
I mean, I guess maybe it could be. I don't know how. I don't know, but I guess. I'm more concerned about the next part.
Anyway, so the bad guys run into the skeletal remains of a whale, I guess. And then Batman says, I'm going to stay right here, Robin. Go get the police. And I guess he goes get the police.
But what? They can't just walk between the ribs and get out of it?
No, because Batman's standing there.
They can
And
walk
what's
around
the light?
I know. What?
What's the light?
I don't know.
They made in mine. There's like a light that only is inside the rib cage. It almost makes it look like a wall that they can't come out of.
I felt like that was like I don't know, like other bones or something. I see it's like yellow.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's enough to stop the bad guys. And I guess they get arrested because we never see them again.
Yep.
Anyway, the creator tells Batman that the Cavalier stole a whale. And Batman's like, I don't know why he stole this whale, because it's stupid. but he's going to have to feed it, so let's go to a couple of fish markets. And so he does.
See who's buying up all the fish.
So he goes to Jeff's wholesale fish market, and Jeff's like, nah, I don't do it, but the street... I'm sorry?
Mike might. His buddy Mike might.
Yeah, his buddy Mike up on Clarence Street has upped his order for about 700 pounds a day, and then Batman's like, yep, that's what I'm looking for. So he goes to Mike's, and Mike says, I didn't know that would get me in trouble. You, Batman. These guys... they came in, they paid me some money, they should be here any minute. What a coincidence. Batman showed up when they were going to show up at any minute. And then, so Batman's like, all right, we're going to hide in your back room. And so they do. And then the bad guys come, they get their fish, and then they start the drive. And Batman follows in the Batmobile. Does no one ever look in their mirror?
No, not in the 40s. They didn't have rear mirrors in the 40s.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's true. Mirror technology wasn't invented yet.
Yeah.
Well, they only use it to spy on people in the other room through pipes.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot.
They didn't put them on cars yet.
Beams and the best makeup artists in the world, but no
car mirrors.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, they go to an abandoned warehouse, and the Cavalier's there with his giant and Robin's like, we got him trapped now, and the Cavalier's like, I'm not trapped, so I guess he smacks Robin in the face with his electric rapier.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know it makes Robin go, yow, that electric sword again.
Meanwhile, Batman's uppercutting the guy, I guess, as Robin's climbing up the ladder to the whale. Batman continues to beat up guys. Cavalier keeps shocking Robin up to the whale, and then the Batman sprays the Cavalier with a hose, and that knocks him out because, he's holding an electrical thing.
Yeah, his sword's short-circuited.
Yep. And then later at police headquarters, Batman delivers the Cavalier to Commissioner Gordon and explains why he wanted them out. Apparently, he found a note, and that the Cavalier was holding the whale for ransom at $1,000 a ton.
Oh, okay. $1,000 a ton. He's paying more than that in fish every day, isn't he?
I don't know.
I mean, that's only $20,000. I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Not this whole plan made no sense. Anyway, we're not done yet because Gordon's like, oh, well, okay, but that's great and all, but you got a bigger problem to solve here because 200 kids just came in with about 1,000 more and dropped off their autograph books, and they're waiting in the next room. So you better go get signing. And then Batman and Robin in the last panel are in the next room signing an autograph book, and it's like, and they don't seem happy about it. And then it
isn't one thing; it's another.
Yep. The end.
Okay. Featured characters: Batman. Supporting characters: Robin, Commissioner Gordon. Antagonist: the Cavalier. Other characters: Jeff and Mike. They only had single appearances. Location: Gotham City, GCPD headquarters, and the Whaling Museum. Items we used were the utility belt and the Batmobile.
Yeah, I mean, that story was silly and convoluted and stupid, but it was fine.
I liked it. I was okay with it. I think it was Cavalier that saved the day there.
It might have been the Cavalier that saved the day.
I'm all about the familiar face. I really am all about the familiar bad guy at this point.
And it might be that, and it's also... His plan wasn't as stupid this time. He wasn't just stealing random things for random things. He's actually after money this time, even though... I mean, I guess Mortimer Drake lost his fortune because he's a criminal now, so I guess he needs money.
Possible.
Plus, there's a whale in it, so that's cool.
I mean, and that poor whale, the animal cruelty, man.
Yeah, I still don't understand. That whale's dead.
Yeah.
That whale's dead.
I don't know. Anything else to say?
No. We're good.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode, and
so
let's get to the worst. Let's get to the worst part of the episode.
The one everybody writes in about. Do you know what you would call a bunch of whales doing a talk show together? A group of whales?
What?
Do you know what that would be called? It would be called a podcast. It would be a podcast.
I don't get it.
A group of whales is a pod.
Yeah, a group of whales is a pod. It's a podcast. It's a podcast.
Yeah. Get it now?
So it's just...
You ruined it.
It's just
you ruined
everything.
It. Maybe explain the joke. You ruined it.
It's just like every other podcast.
That's for you, one guy who knew what it meant.
I like it that you just assumed that I knew what a pod was.
I knew that a group of whales was a pod.
You don't know a group of whales is a pod?
Why would I know that?
Because it's common knowledge.
It's important to know groups of things.
What if you
what is a group of parrots called?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm sure it has a name.
It's a flock.
You know what a group of flamingos is?
No, exactly.
It's a flamboyant.
Oh, yeah. A group of crows is a murder.
What's a group of...
Yes, it's a murder of crows.
What's a group of bears?
There's no such thing. Bear are solitary.
Yes, bears
What's
don't
a group?
up.
What's a group of owls?
Owls don't group up.
Too.
Yes, it is. They're called a parliament. I knew that.
Why did you know that one?
Batman.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
How the f*** do you know that
Why
one?
did you know that?
I don't know what
why
a group of whales are.
Because the quarter owls and Batman. They get the
quarter
parliament of owls. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.